I'm going to be honest with you. We've made so many videos about Jan versus Izzy, but the more I hear about it, I read your comments, I see these analysis videos, it just keeps getting better and better and better. There's so many little nuances to this fight, and the more that I read and the more that I see, I actually think Jan has a chance. Not only does he have a chance, I think he actually wins this fight.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Now, you might think I'm crazy, but just hear me out. Jan thinks that he's gonna win, or he says he's gonna win by left head kick in the second round.
Nani?
Now, we've been watching these videos and trying to establish or see how he came up with this game plan. Is he just making this up, or is there something actually behind this? So we've looked, and I think this is how he does it. This is how he wins via left head kick in the second round. Before we go any further, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We do a weekly podcast talking about breaking news in the UFC and MMA. In multiple interviews with Jan, he would be asked the typical question, how do you think you win this fight? His response was kind of surprising. Second round left head kick was his answer. One interview, for instance, thought he was joking and laughed.
Last question here. If you had to predict the way that this fight's going to go, or how you'd like to win, do you have a round, maybe a way to finish? What are your thoughts? How are you going to beat Israel Adesanya?
Yeah, I started doing my visualization training because this is also something important for me. And I see second round left high kick on head.
Okay, a high kick. Awesome. Well, I know we all can't wait to see the fight.
Jan did not back down, though. He and his team are seeing something that perhaps is being overlooked by the majority. We went through Izzy's bouts and tried to figure out what Jan's game plan is, and we're going to lay it out for you. 1. Izzy is one of the best in the UFC at moving his head out of the way of head strikes. He has the ability to move his head vertically, laterally, and backwards. Most of his opponents have trouble finding his head, especially in the first round, where he's able to manage his range very, very well. 2. Even though Izzy is able to avoid head strikes very well, he does tend to eat a lot of shots to the body, especially kicks. Costa, for example, landed heavy body kicks. Izzy does try to catch the majority of the body kicks coming his way, but he also eats the brunt of the strike. He does use this to his advantage though, while holding the other guy's leg. Izzy will throw combos while his opponent tries to maintain their balance and defend. 3. Even when catching kicks, Izzy does have his guard up and doesn't drop his hands. He knows that when he's in the pocket, he can't have his chin exposed or unguarded. 4. Izzy does get hit during fights. He averages 2.4 significant strikes absorbed per minute. Now, that isn't very high, but in contrast to Jon Jones, who is 2.2, and Jan, who is 2.7, Izzy can and has been touched. 5. Izzy in his recent fights has been finishing his opponent while leaning back in the pocket and throwing right and left hooks. His lower body stays relatively still, while his upper half leans all the way back. But how does this all lead to a head kick KO by Jan? I think he takes into account everything we just discussed, but he also makes a huge importance, a huge statement on the fact that Izzy just doesn't do the best when trying to avoid strikes to the body, especially leg kicks. Jan does have a common technique that he uses in order to land body kicks to his opponent. But does that mean that Jan can actually hit them? Well, let's go over and see what he does. Jan fights orthodox, but he tends to throw his body kicks when he's in southpaw. So what he'll do is that he'll throw a cross and then use that momentum to put his right foot forward and plant it. Once his foot is planted in front of him, he'll pick up his left and he'll kick his opponent into the body. It is easy to read, but it's harder to get out of the way of this technique. Izzy will find himself moving backwards while Jan blitzes him and should be able to avoid many of the strikes, but not all. The problem for Izzy comes when he realizes that Jan has very long legs. He has a 44-inch leg reach, which is the exact same as Izzy. Jan will look to lead Izzy into traps of his own, while having a body kick as his main objective. Jan knows he won't have much success headhunting, especially in the early rounds. If Izzy decides to catch the kicks of Jan, Jan will have to decide on how he responds. Does he cover up and try to escape, or does he use this opportunity to clinch or throw strikes from the pocket? You know Izzy will not try to take you down from this position, rather he will throw blows from a close range. I think Jan is ready for this, and may actually invite this kind of firefight. Jan has a very solid chin, and may put it on the line against Izzy. Jan did put his chin on the line against Dominic Reyes, which he won. To sum all of this up, I think Jan stays on the outside, throws and lands body kicks, and has them disguised behind head strikes. After about a round of beating Izzy's body, I think Jan will use the same technique to throw a body kick, but instead he'll throw a head kick. Izzy will be so concerned with protecting his body because he's got hit so many times that the head kick will land and lead to a head kick KO for Jan, as he predicted. But keep in mind, that's just hypothetical. All of this is just hypothetical.
I think he's got the skill set to beat him. He's got the height and the size, which is obviously a big factor when a middleweight moves up to light heavyweight. And mainly, he's got a skill set. He'll be way too fast for Jan. I see it very hard for Jan to get his mitts on Adesanya. I think Adesanya's going to just piece him up, to be honest. But I hope he doesn't. I'm going for Jan.
Adesanya. Yeah, I give Adesanya that one. He's a little bit too quick for Jan.
Real exciting also. I'm going to give it to Adesanya. I think he'll finish him in the second or third also.
You know, I'm always usually the underdog rooter, always, because I've been, I'm always the underdog. But I definitely think Israel Adesanya is going to be the guy that keeps his belt for a while. So, but yeah, it's always hard to say that, I like the underdogs always coming out.
I'm going to go Adesanya, man. He looks so untouchable. Adesanya looks so good on the feet, man. So intelligent. I'm going to have to give it to Adesanya on that one. But Jan Blachowicz could put someone to sleep like nothing.
I hope Jan knocks his ass out. I hope he knocks him out. That'd just make my year. But yeah, I think Izzy could win it. But he's also going up a weight, and it's just happened so many times where people underestimate Jan. And at this point, I think that he's fueled by that. And there's a good chance he wins that fight, I believe.
Mind blown, man. I didn't realize that fight was happening until yesterday. I saw it, and then I'm glad I did. I was asked on another interview about that, and yeah, it's an interesting fight, man. I think if Israel Adesanya can keep it standing and win on points and maybe catch him with the knockout, he's got long range of power too. And I just saw him in Vegas. I talked with him briefly, and he's a taller guy. He's a bigger guy. He's got a bigger frame than I remember. But yeah, I think that I'm going to have to go with Adesanya. Gets him, just slightly edges him. And whether, that's, a magnificent 5-round display of striking or he catches him with the knockout, man, I think he takes it.
Israel Adesanya. I don't think there's nobody's going to outstrike him. I think his range is too good. I think he's on a level right now, and it's going to take a while for people to catch up with him. Regardless of the Polish power. Like, dude's a heavy hitter, don't get me wrong, but I think so is Paulo Costa when we saw what happened to him.
I'm going to go with I think Blachowicz. I think his size and his power and his movement, I think, are going to be a little too much for Israel.
I don't know. I think Jan, honestly. I don't know. I'm going to go off topic here, but this is kind of like something that I don't like to see. I don't like to see like champs fighting champs, like the champions need to stick to their divisions. I understand like fighting, you want to get the most money out of it and all that stuff, but I feel like the only reason the UFC is doing that is just to try to get him to fight John Jones. They're pushing for that. So if he beats Jan, they're going to be like, oh, well, John can go back down to the 205 and fight him now for the belt or whatnot. But I don't know. I think champions should just stick to the divisions, clean the divisions out, and then you can talk about moving up or something like that. But
thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. We do a weekly podcast talk about breaking news in the UFC and MMA. Do you think Jan or Izzy wins this fight? Do you think Jan will land any kicks to the body or the head in this fight? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching another clip from Fake Friends MMA. If you like the video, please like it.
But it wasn't a clip, buddy.
If you want to like the video, please like it, share, subscribe. Actually, don't share. Just like and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the bottom.
Don't subscribe either. Just keep your ad block off.
Yes, thank you.